Dummy, 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 do. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hello, space travelers, and welcome to the Death and Gloria Show. Hooray! It's New Year. We are back. We are back. How are you doing? How has your little holiday been? Did you have a nice time out there in internet land? Was things nice for you? Did you get presents? I don't know. What is it people do at Christmas? I'm not entirely sure. Did you go home to your parents or somebody else's parents, or did you forgo all that and just hang out on your own, or stay where you were? Just stay where you were, wherever that may be. We went up to a cabin in the woods. Oh yes, indeed. It's all right. I've done worse things. Definitely done worse things. So today we're just hanging out. We're hanging out. I was gonna play guitar, but I find it quite stressful if I'm going to set up everything to play guitar. So what the content today is, we're going to have a wee look at the tech that ran the show on Saturday. So if you did not see our fan show on Saturday, you missed out. You missed out. Yeah, you did. It was great. There was food, there was drink. We had loads of booze left over. So obviously January is a good time to do that show because people don't want to drink that much. So that was good. We had the biggest attendance that we've ever had at one of the fan parties. If you count the people in the room and then the people online, I think we did 35 online during lockdown. And then we did, I think, 42 altogether between the people in the room and the people online. So well done, everybody. You're all super duper superstars. Well done. Well done. So what have you guys been up to in the break? Let us know in the chat. It's a live stream. It's not a video. We're having a chat tonight. And that's it. I have decided. That's just my bot. I have decided that I will now wear these glasses. There are two reasons for this. One, no eye makeup, and two, it immediately hides all the wrinkles. I'm done, and I'm actually three because I think it makes me look kind of hench, like some kind of weird supervillain. I like it. So we're gonna stick to it. I'm sure Mother Dearest will be on the stream pretty soon, going, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yay! A subscriber! Oh yeah! Hooray! Brian resubscribed. How many months are you now, bro? Can't see it on this screen. I'll see it in a second. Hold on. Ooh. It doesn't tell me that. Ooh. 14 months, dude. 14 months. Wowee. That is a lot of time, a lot of Skrilla. Yay! Oh, Mother's already in. Oh, what's going on with this? I'm having a few issues. There we go. Yep, 14 months. Hey, Mother's in the house. Do you like my glasses? I like it. Looking kind of hench. It's good. I'm gonna play some music in the background just while we're talking. Why not? Ooh. Go all the way back to there. Yeah, so we're going to go into a little bit of the background. Pete over on Discord has asked to have a little bit of an insight into the lights and stuff. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to talk about that. And if you want to talk about anything else, what is going on with this microphone? That's not. Yeah, my stage lights. I am so proud of the design of all this. Let's get a wee bit of the audio in there. There you go. Can't see my facial expression. Ah, that's good. That's good. Do you know what it is? I am not very good at makeup, and that's really what the whole point of this, all of this is. It's really quite difficult. Um, And now I don't have to worry about it. So there we go. And also, when you're sitting in this room and the lights are on and all that, it does get a bit much in your old head. So it does. So there we go. I quite like it. And plus, like, if I want to just do a video or something just like off the cuff, you know, when I'm out and about, I just put these on and I'm done. Dunzo, yeah. So we built this light wall. I don't know if you watched it. If you watched the live stream or if you were in the room, these things, like we have four standing walls of 5 lights each, and it's quite the thing when they all get on. When they all turn themselves on, it does become quite the thing. So when I'm alone, it's going to be 2 walls of 10 lights each. So all 20 will be with us at all times. But I don't think I'll be going with a band the rest of the year, actually, because I don't think I need them. The important bit is the story and the animations and you know, all the lights and the music, of course, and the stuff that I do. I don't think we need them. I also just can't afford them. They're very expensive. And our Ames there, Imran, lives in Northern Ireland like a fool. Like the fool he is. I don't know why he moved there. But he says he's moving back. So we've all got that to look forward to. Yeah. So I'm still waiting to hear what you's doing over Christmas. What do you do over Christmas? I turned off completely. Basically didn't bother with anything and just worked on album number 3. It's a coming. It's a coming. It is amazing. So where have we got to with album number 3? We have got the whole story outlined now. It's all outlined. We know how everyone's going to die. We know where we're starting. We kind of got the middle bit sorted out in album plots, in plot numbers and all that. So my next job is to try and get the characters to fit in amongst those plot points and then see where we get to. And then we're going to input all those songs. And I know you love the songs, but the songs have to fit in with the album. And this 3rd album is going to be a graphic novel. There's no way we're getting anything smaller than a graphic novel. For sure. And I'm going to do it all with the AI to start with. I'm going to storyboard the whole thing. Is one of my moderators on the Twitch stream? I just saw something pop up there and it's disappeared without me having to do any work. So thank you. Which one of the moderators did the work there? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey. It's Abby. Yeah. No, it's Brian. You're not one of my moderators, are you? You are. Are you a moderator for me? Hammer time. Hammer time. I don't even know. What were they? I didn't even get to see that. What were they advertising? Was it just like total crap? Probably, yeah. Flippin' hammer time. Oh, that's better. Oh yeah, I can see you all now. What were we talking about? Oh, the 3rd album. So I'm gonna storyboard the whole thing. I'm probably gonna do as much of it as I can with the AI, and then I'm gonna go to like some funding institution and ask them to give me the money to get a human to draw it, because the AI is quite difficult to get it to do exactly what I want it to. I wonder if anyone really gets what they really wanted to get out of it. Are they? I think people are just like, I would like a flower, and then you get a flower, but it might not be the flower that you actually had in your head. I guess there's some whiz kids out there that are getting exactly what they want out of the programming, but I think the AI is always going to throw in something you don't want, and you can, like, a lot of people are photoshopping stuff out, so with my meager Photoshop skills, I'll be doing bits and pieces of that, but realistically, nothing's going to beat sitting down with a human and getting them to draw exactly what I want, right? So support living artists. And then it puts me in the best of both worlds on both camps, right? We're using the AI, we're doing all of that, but we're also providing income to actual humans, which is why we should be using AI. The AI should be doing the work, and we should be creating art. Yeah. Hey, resubscription, 22 months from Abby. Thank you, Abby. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Abby's in the house. Yeah. Yeah, I have to restart it every time. How you doing? I've still got your t-shirt in my car. I can't believe we both forgot about that t-shirt. Abby bought a t-shirt off me in like December, and I totally forgot to give it to her. And then she was at the show, and we forgot to give it to her at the show as well. Woo! I know, right? I'll get it to you. It's in my car. That's pretty much halfway to the post office. You know how these things are. So you're getting it. You're getting it. It's all good. It's all good. Oh yeah, weirdly, right? Twitch paid out this week. And it's odd. Either the fees have gone up, something shocking. So like it's not even worth doing it anymore. You know. Oh, it's worth it. Or it's now letting you take your money out before, like at the end of the month, rather than when it gets to 100 quid. So normally it gets to $100, and then you get the money back. And normally that equates to about 75, 80 pound by the time you get the money out. But this time they paid out at $35, at £35. I got £35. So that means that they've either changed the back end, so you get paid out per month or whatever, or their fees have gone up something shocking. So if you're out there and you've got a Prime subscription and you'd like to subscribe to a channel that barely does anything, then go ahead. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. It'd be fun. No rush, it's all okay, says Abs. I shouldn't call you Abs. Like, is Abs something that you're okay with? Probably not. Let's just stick with Abby. Probably not. People have their names for a reason, right? The House of Rock is in the house. The Family Rock are on the chat. Yeah, boy. Fun times. Yeah, go and do your harp practice. Hot times, yeah. No worries. See you later, mother. I'm not. So tonight we're just gonna ease ourselves back into live streaming. You know, I haven't been live streaming since this early December, because I think like between work and all sorts of other nonsense, we just didn't get to it. So we just have to get back into it, and slowly. So I was gonna play guitar today, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to look at the back end of some DMX lighting and a little bit of the tech that went into the show this weekend. And if you missed the fan show, you can get on next year's. When I say next year's, I mean this year's. Haha. I am definitely moving it to early December. Actually, you can tell me when you want it. You know, do we want it early December? Is that too close to Christmas? Maybe mid-November is the time to do it. Last weekend in November, maybe. Just while people have got money, but they're not really that broke yet. I don't know. Maybe December's not the time to do it at all. You tell me. You tell me. I would say like the first week of February, but really, realistically, that's when all the cons and festivals start kicking off again. So I am booked solid in February, by the way. Booked solid, and we're now going into March, so it's all to play for. Anyway, how did you spend your holiday period off? What did you do over Christmas, New Year? Are we actually just so done with that now? Are we done with Dunzo with the whole idea of cheese? Is that gone? I don't want to see another piece of cheese in my life until next month. No more cheese. I actually, when I'm thinking about cheese and dairy in general, I kind of feel like I might not want anything to do with the dairy industry. I basically listened to a podcast about this woman who joined like a far right group in America, and they were really nice to her as she was working for them, and like she was helping them recruit and all the rest, and she wanted a boyfriend and all that sort of stuff, and she was getting a lot of support from them. And then she had one of their leaders like staying in her house, and she wanted him out, and he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave, and he was wanted for all sorts of crazy stuff. And he warned her that if she tried to get him out, that he would send her to a breeding camp, and that would be the rest of her life. And all of them turned on her really fast, and that's when she left this far right group in America. And when she was talking about that, I was like, that is fucked up. Basically, now that Mother's off the stream, we can talk about this and curse a little bit. That is messed up, right? Just threatening anybody with that. The fact that they probably exist. Like, I don't know the back end of the dark web, but they probably exist. Come on. Like, definitely messed up, and they probably exist. It's terrifying, right? And that's exactly what we do to cows. I'm not actually vegan, and I'm not a vegetarian at this point, I should say. But we do that. We send cows, right? Cows, to essentially breeding camps. We keep them pregnant. We steal their children away from them. It's pretty fucked up. I mean, chickens just make eggs, right? They don't need to be fertilized. But cows don't give milk unless they're pregnant, right? I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. And I don't mean to take it down a dark route right away, but that's what I have been. I thought I would just like unload at this one all the stuff that's going on in my head, because I've had a terrible mental health time between like New Year and now, and I think it's all of this crap that's been in my head. That and just like menopause paranoia, I think, is also in there. A lot of that. Abby spent holiday with the flu. What? Everyone seemed to be sick. At the show on Saturday, everyone was like, I'm just coming out of being really, really ill. And I was like, well, as long as I only get it now. But I think I was sick before Christmas. I think I did quite well over Christmas. I can't go vegan, Abby. The reason for that is that like I'm intolerant to soy, which only happened when I got older. And I cannot have any fake meat. You know that corn stuff makes me violently ill. I ended up in Leeds Casualty one night. I was tour managing the band Ramonas, and the promoter gave us all vegan lasagna, and I ate the whole thing. It was lovely. Did the show, and then I was on the merch stand. I just started feeling really ill, and then I could not move for 5 hours. I was in the backstage bathroom. Could not go anywhere. Blood out all ends, and I had to go to Casualty. And thankfully, Casualty in Leeds, if you are at Joseph Wells, I don't even think that venue's there anymore. You just go right across the road, and the girls from the band Ramonas, who I was tour managing, basically just picked me up with my bucket and took me across the road, and that was the whole night for the band. They slept in the van, I think, in the car park. It was a hell of a night. So now I know I can't eat vegan meat. But of course, we should all be eating whole foods, right? I guess. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I have to say. It was one of the worst days of my life. I'd always said I used to work as tour manager, and I toured when I was at university. I wasn't at university. I was just out touring with people. And I always prided myself that none of my band members ended up in Casualty or in hospital. And I was the one who went. Oh yeah. Anywho's, let's when we get into, I'm just talking crap basically. Is Pete on the stream yet? Because I'm kind of waiting for him to turn up so that I can start. Because he asked to see it, so I thought I better wait for him. Brian, did you see the bonus stage van show? Did you watch the live stream, by the way, Brian? Pete, are you out there? Pretty Pete. You did. Oh, you saw bonus stage, or you saw us, right? You watched us. You watched us, right? You did. Come on. How was it for you, by the way? I have looked back on that live stream, and I think everyone did a really good job. I feel I did not help them by making the whole thing so dark. Oh, you watched both. Oh, yeah. I actually offered Josh to live stream, to take our live stream from our show, but it's a good job we didn't, because we went on so late. We had tech problems. We had sound tech problems. We had like projector tech problems. I tell you the thing that I've learned. Oh, hello. I tell you the one thing that I've learned out of this show. No, I've learned two things actually. I've learned two things creating this particular show and that particular live stream, right? The first one is I can now strip any amount of cables you want. You don't trust a show that starts on time. That's right. They don't care if it starts on time. We're starting late because we care. That's true. What was I saying? I don't know. It's gone. Don't trust this show. That's not time. Oh yes, I basically, so on my wedding anniversary, he went out with his friends, and I spent 10 hours stripping cable and creating these light bars. That's what I did, and there was 20 of them to do, so it took a long time to do it. So I know how to strip cables now. And then yesterday, some cable needed stripped in my day job on an electric gate opening device, and I fixed it. I did that. It was very easy. No problems. I can strip your cables for you. I can build whatever I want now. It's good. So I did that. Oh yeah, so I learned to do that. I kind of knew how to strip cable in the first place. That's not a euphemism. It's just like I'm stripping cable. That's exactly what I'm saying. And then the other thing we learned about it was signal levels, signal chains of anything that comes out of a laptop. So at one point the lights messed up the audio. At another point the projector messed up the audio. So now we have little amps, essentially, booster amps on every signal that comes out of this laptop. The USBs all have power, USB hubs on them. The projector comes out into an HDMI splitter with a little bit of power on it. Signal boxes, yeah, exactly. I like to call them little amps. I like to think of them as like little guitar amps. Yeah, I like it. And then so we have a problem. It's me. I have a problem, right? I buy too much stuff. All the time. Always buying too much stuff. So I always buy too much stuff, right? And I'm always getting told off by Mariamu for buying too much stuff. And a while ago, I bought a rack unit for lighting. And what it does, it takes one signal cable from your source and magnifies that into 4. I don't know what that's called, like a splitter. It's not a splitter. It is a splitter. It's a 4-way splitter. And and it's powered, so it does all those little ampages. I'm just making that stuff up now. Things that we need the thing to do, which is fantastic. And I bought it ages ago, and Riamu was like, "You got too much stuff. What do we need? We don't even need this box. Look at it. We don't need it." And I'm like, "Oh." So it sat in a case in my garage for, I don't know, it's probably been in there. I didn't take it on the last tour, so it's probably been in there like 2 years, not moved, been sat in a little flight case. In fact, it's right here. And then when we had all these signal problems and all the things, and I was like crying into my soup, and I couldn't think about what it was that was causing the problem. And Riamu was like, "You know that thing you bought like so many years ago. You need to get that out, and that'll sort your problems out. And right enough, that's exactly what happened. It fixed every problem we had with the lights instantly. And then the projector fucked up. And that was on the show day. Wowee. So a lot of this experimentation had happened during like production rehearsal, and then we were very lucky to be booked by a friend of mine to play his 50th birthday on Friday. So it ended up being like a production rehearsal show. Nobody was interested, and we went to play this football club, and no one at the football club was interested in us playing. So we're just like, fuck it, let's just have fun. And everything worked there, but we didn't use the projector because it was a big television behind the stage. So when we got to the live show, we plugged everything in and everything was fucked again. And we had to work out that we needed to boost the projector signal. And luckily, Muggins here has been carrying around an HDMI splitter in this rack for, I don't think I've ever used it. I had it because I wanted to do some HDMI splitting at some point, and it was exactly the piece of gear that we needed at that time to do the thing, and it had been sitting there the whole time. So when someone tells you buy too much stuff, actually what they're saying is you are well prepared for the future, my friend. Yes, indeed. That's really what that means. Oh, yeah. So all I have to do now is kind of formalize that whole thing into like the front rack, some kind of front panel on my rack, and then all of that will be great, and then we'll be done, and then it'll be gone. It'll be done. Is Pete in the house yet? I feel like he hasn't appeared yet. He's probably putting his kid down. He's probably got better things to do than listen to me on a Thursday night. I bet he does. Who else have we got on stream, by the way? I feel like there's lots of yous. The number's quite... Well, we were at 7 at one point. He can watch the VOD. Yeah, he can. That's Abby's way of telling me to hurry the fuck up. I know. I'm just gonna get some more juice. Some more juice. Yeah. I think we're gonna go out. To a nightclub. Like the lights going off again. I think we're gonna be going out to a nightclub on the 4th of February. Riamu really likes this band, Lake Malice from Brighton, and they are playing Face Down in London on the 4th of Feb. And I think we're gonna go. They're only going to go and see the band, but I'm going to go and dance because I like club nights. I really enjoy them. I do love a good club night. I like to go dancing. I'm a dancing fool, yeah. He's in the house. He's here. Whoa. Pete is in the house. I was just saying, Pete, you probably got better things to do than, be hanging around with us on a Thursday night. Yeah. Amazing. I know. I was just like, he's got a kid. He's not gonna. I'm like, he's gonna have things he has to be doing. Your very understanding wife, whose name I want to say Becca. Sorry, I'm terrible. I am terrible. I got it right. Hey. I'm feeling kind of flash now. Getting it all right today. Oh, lordy. Yes, indeed. All right. So we are going to talk a little bit about the tech that went into the back end of the show. I'm going to press a button, and then I'm just going to talk. Boink. There we go. Now you're seeing what I'm seeing. How about that? It looks kind of a lot more. It's like, you know when you're at work. Let me just put this. There we go. When you're at work and you're working on your laptop and your worktop or, whatever it is. And someone comes over and sees your desktop. And if you are not a tidy person, your whole desktop is a mess. That's how I feel right now by you guys seeing the inside of this, because it feels messy. I'm not gonna lie, it does feel like a friggin' mess. It does feel messy. So I guess the first thing to tell you, and also the thing that messed up on the show day. Let me just fix this microphone. And the first thing that messed up for me on the show day was that the position of where my laptop was in relation to where I was standing meant that I could not see if the thing was playing. I didn't have view of the screen. And I have this like, what do you call this? A mechanical number keyboard? I don't know. You guys know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. And what I do is I press this button to go to the next marker. So I have, sorry, let me start again. I have the session set that it will stop after every song so that I can choose to talk if I want. And if I want to play, I have to press this button to get to the next marker, and then this one is my start button. But if I haven't pressed one of them correctly, then it messes up. And you know, didn't play, so I had to come off stage to look at the screen to see what I was doing. And then another time I like accidentally hit the 2 button, which takes it back to the second song in the set, which was a nightmare. So it basically comes down that I have to be able to see the screen to work it, which is something I need to work on, because that's not going to work. That can't work. Going forward, that's just not going to work. All right. So let's start on here, right? So I'm pressing my wee buttons. I'm pressing my wee buttons on my wee thing. And I can go for any song. I can just go forward up until a point, and then I have to push forward that way. And then I'll just start this one again, because it does have some lights in it. So what I've done is I've brought this. I know everyone who's in the room is just like, oh, that's why you messed it all up, you stupid woman. So this is DMX-IS, and it runs a plugin on Logic which runs all the lights. It's the most fantastic thing because it's MIDI based. It's just fantastic. You can get cheaper things to run lights, but don't bother your arse if you're using Logic. There's no point. You know, just get DMX-S and just do it and just learn it. It's simple once you get your head around DMX. If anyone ever wants to chat about stuff, I'm happy to talk people through. In fact, it's part of my it's actually part of my trade. You know, it's actually part of my freelancing that I can teach people this kind of stuff. So I'm not depending on who you are. You might get it free. You might get it cheap. You might, if you're a corporate entity or you're a business or something, that'll be more expensive. But, we cater to all budgets at our little Terra City one, which is our production company. Anywho. So, DMX-IS is the program that runs all the lights. And this is our lighting cues here. So each one of those things, you can't see it flash because I don't have all the stage lights in, but if I did, they'd all be making a nice noise. They'd all be flashing away. Let's go back to the... Maybe if we go here, is that on? Yeah, there we go. So this is the start sequence, which I wanted it to look a bit like Aliens, like you're on a spaceship, and it's like the ship is in like just hum mode, and you're just floating about in space. That's what I was going for. I don't know what that actually came across, but that's what we were going for. So here it's named as the Anomic Life Start, so then I know what it is. So a weird thing that did happen on the show Yeah, so a weird thing that did happen in the show is that because the lighting rig was all set up for me, the whole thing was set up for me. I had another band, which, they're great. They're a great band, but in hindsight, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I hadn't booked another band because we had to make their set got cut short and everybody left after I played, so we probably shouldn't have done that. But anyway, all the lights were programmed into this system. So what I had to do, which is on here actually, is I had to duplicate my set into another set of lights here, which are the same, and then take off all the fades because these my lights are purposely faded between each setting, and I had to take out all those fades just so that I could do like snap changes in the lights for the other bands. You can see the lights are moving on here. They're just clicking between the sensors. The other problem I had with the other bands is that I don't know what half of it, I did program these, but really I don't know what half of these things do. They're not very well labeled. They're not even, all the anomic lights aren't even in order. It's a bit of a misery, to be fair, the whole thing. So I need to rename these so it's like, white spot on or something, Rin, nuke, spot, and drums. There we go. Better. I can actually bloody see it now. That's what you get for wearing sunglasses indoors, love. You're crazy, sweetheart. So Abby, you had a question. I assume Logic does the projections too. Yeah. So there is a program called Main Stage, which is a version of Logic that just has is built for performance. Somebody told me they don't support it anymore, but I mean I have a copy of it already on the computer because I did try to use it when I started out, and it's good. It just does all the things performance based that you need Logic to do, except it does not play video. So Logic will play one video clip, one full video for you. You can't edit it in the thing. You can't cut it up. You can't do anything, but you can play one video from start to finish in Logic. Which is fine. I mean, that's fine. That's all you want in life, really. Just one video. But what that does mean is every time I change the if I change where the audio is, if I add new songs or take out new songs, I have to redo the video. That's not so bad either. I mean, I can. And what this does mean is that I've got video. The video on this one is triangular, as you can see, and is actually the music video. So they've got all the words on it as well. But when I play with the round screen, I need the projections to be round because they need to go on that screen and they need not to have a lot of light bleed either side. So I can just go up to here and basically change the movie. So you can see there's the Ward set round. There we go. We're currently on this one, which is full set, no story, January. Ward triangles, no story, which means it's the set I played with Ward, but in its triangle form. And you can just skip between all those. It's really easy, actually. So, and another reason why this is a good system. I guess, there are other systems. I'm sure, like, Ableton probably does something like this. You can probably do it on Cubase. I don't know. I don't use those systems. This is the only DAW that I like to use. And, Mac, I'm falling away. My love for Mac is falling away, but I think realistically for music, Mac, if you want to make music and you don't want to fuck about with it, you just want to get in and make music, Mac's a better option. If you want to game and you don't want to fuck around with it, and you want to live stream and you don't want to fuck around with it, too much. Actually, PC's better. I think a PC is the live streaming gaming one, and Macs are the computer are the music one. In my mind, each their own. What systems are you guys using? Let us know in the chat. Like and subscribe, bitches. Where did we get to? All right, press my wee buttons. Where do I want to take you? I want to take you to one of the end songs. To be fair. Oh, I also I actually messed up the escape. I went to the last chorus when we were supposed to go into the second verse. So I messed up the song. When the band's there, I feel like I mess up a lot more because I'm not used to hearing the drums. When I'm on my own, I can hear the drum, the backing track drums in my head, and it's great in my head, on my in ears. But when we go out and play live, I don't actually have any drums in my ears, and it upsets me because I want to hear like the kick drum take half my brain off. That's what I want to do. That's what I want. Windows, yes, for Pete. We use Macs for work and PC for home, neither for music or video production. Do you do video and music production, or you just tell me that's not what you use yours for? Use Macs at work? That seems odd, doesn't it? Aren't you a government authority in some kind of way? Logistics. Isn't it buses? Is it buses you do? I feel trains? No. Something road. You don't do production, yeah. But you should. Hey. I had a thought. I'm not going to have kids. I personally don't want kids. Riamu wants kids, so we might find one somewhere, or he might have to get one from somewhere. I don't know. But, there's probably going to be a child in the Death and Gloria household at some point, but it will not come from me. And I think I've already got a plan that the kid can be on technology all at once. Like, if it wants to be on a computer 24 hours a day, it better be coding. It needs to be in a creative manner. So if you want to use Facebook, or nobody's going to want to use Facebook. If you want to use TikTok, you better be creating all these TikTok videos about something, about anything. But not by being more creative than just like, oh, this is me eating a cake. Oh, this is me talking about music production. Like, make video. Like, don't have yourself in them, but like, make short videos. Something in my eye. Buses for tech companies. There we go. Oh, so it is. Are you Mac affiliated? Is that why you've got Mac? It seems Mac just seems an odd choice for any kind of like large organization, but maybe it's just because I'm a dick coming from the British Civil Service, who were still using Windows XP up until very recently. You think I'm joking? It wasn't XP. It was 98, which is earlier, I think. I can neither confirm nor deny. Okay, cool. Do you get discount on laptops? Just asking for a friend. Anyway, let's move on. Where do we get to? Oh, yeah, so, yeah, that was alright. Blackwater, that was alright. State. I thought State worked really well. I'm just like, why am I not playing State all the time? Oh, that's a shame, Brian, but that's okay. Oh, if anybody has a student discount, if anyone has a student staff number, by the way, I absolutely need Adobe Cloud, and I'm happy to pay 20 quid a month, but I can't afford 50, even though I'm paying Midjourney 60. Priorities! If I use Midjourney, I don't need Adobe Cloud. I mean, come on. Haha. Anyway, so we did State on Saturday. It was the first time we've done State in a long time, and I think it worked really well. To the point I was kind of like, why don't I do State all the time? It's crazy. I think when we go out, we get back onto. I know they're really so expensive. Unless Ricky McBicky, you want to go halfers, because you get two logins per thing. Can you do 25 quid a month? I could do 25 quid a month for the whole shenanigans. You've probably got some fancy workaround, knowing you. Actually, I didn't think about that. I should definitely just pair up with someone. Anyway, yeah, we played State, and in a new kimono and everything. I thought it went well. I think it went well. I really enjoyed playing it, and I think for the shows in February, I'm gonna go back to the actual Death by Admin album set up. The album setup, and yeah, the album setup, and just play State and Nuke in their original forms again. I think I'm going to do that. You need it on a laptop also. I think you're allowed 2 separate logins, and you're allowed to log in or use that login on anything that you're working on. But I don't think you could be logged in on 2 systems at once. So as long as you weren't using your desktop and your laptop at the same time, I'm guessing that's how it works, because I have flip-flopped between computers with it before. So you can have it downloaded on ready to go, and then you just sign in to one thing at a time. Who was talking the whole way through that song? That was a great song. Who was talking? Was it those girls beside you? Or the mother and the kid? That could be them. I don't know who they were. Ooh wee. That's a nice purple. Look at that. That's nice. I should go that way. Ooh. I accept. That's good. Someone was talking on camera. Oh. Okay, the Italians were talking. That's what it was. Someone was talking on camera. Couldn't hear them, but saw them in the shot. Oh, why were they in the shot? You had 3 cameras. There was no need for any of that. So yeah. One of my boss from my day job, and also someone I work with, who was doing who we do theatre productions with, and he was just like, "You should have been in the middle, love. You should have been in the middle." The Italians. Yeah. Well, you know, Italians talk a lot, and they are loud. I mean, they can't help it. Is that casual racism? I think it is. Sorry, not sorry. Especially during that song. I mean, out of all, like some of the other songs that were slow, you know, I don't really mind. But that song particularly, I think it worked really well. I specifically designed the video so that the words would only come up at the very end to emphasize the point. And I was really I felt really good. I felt it was a good song, and while I was doing this with my hands, you know, I was just like moving, trying to show people this nice kimono thing that I had, and I was thinking I should go to dance lessons. That's the only thing that was going through my mind the whole time. I need dance lessons. I can't dance. Look at the state of this googly armed freak. Yeah. Who talks through a quiet song? I know, right? I can well believe it, Abby. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I am learning to growl, by the way. I'm not very good, obviously. But we're getting there. It's, you know, putting a bit of a growl on any of the stuff I do already has really added and improved, I think, on the vocal. Anyway. See, by the time I've finished all these shows in February, March April, May, all of these shows are going to be friggin' fantastic. Fucking fantastic. There's a London show going to get booked in as well. The booking agent is booking me. He was only supposed to book March, April, May, but he's booked into July now. It's crazy. Which is nice. So he's doing 8 shows for me. It's freaking great. It's great. So it is. Oh yeah. And you're watching it like unfold in front of you in this thing here, aren't you? I love it. I love it. Okay, here comes issue number fucking 1,000 of this show, right? This music video, along with Battle Stations, is not in the same frame rate as all the other videos. I don't know what I've done, but I fucking fucked it. I have fucked it. And it went out of time, and we were running so late. There was basically I had planned to fix loads of stuff during sound check, because I was convinced I'd have like loads of hours to have a bit of a sound check in, because we had built that stage and we were ready to do everything but sound, with like 2.5 hours before the sound check. And then, the sound was just not with us. And it's not anybody's fault. I'm not blaming our sound engineer. We've all been there. Shit's gone fucking south, and we just should have called it earlier. And it's my fault for letting it go on a wee bit longer than it should have done, which meant that we were all running late. But after the after the last band went on, I went downstairs and I had a little listen out in the street to see how noisy we were. And actually, I did tell them they could play longer, and they didn't want to do that. So that's it. Anyway, so this video and the next video are out of time. So we should be out there. That's terrible. So I have to fix all of those before the next lot of shows, because it has to hit darkness at the right time. What else can I tell you about this? You can see it just flashing in between all the different lights it's doing. It's a lot. Light changes. So this DMX channel changes my guitar patches. Because who's got time for feet? I mean, really, who's got time for feet? This one does exactly what it says in the tin. It says stops. That's where the song stops. I won't go into tuning because that's me cheating. Yeah, it was good. I thought that worked all right. I put in Weapon specifically after the 2 quiet songs just to like get everybody back up again, and I think it worked. I think it worked quite well. I think the whole set works, I think, pretty well between start and finish. It's a bit punky at the beginning, a bit punky prog in the beginning, and then it's a bit rock and metal in the back end, with a wee bit of a quiet bit in the middle. And I did fully consider bringing an acoustic guitar in, but somebody needs to stop me. Somebody needs to go, you know what, you've got all these amazing ideas. You need to stop. When you get to you need to stop 75% of these ideas at 75%. You don't need that extra 100. You don't need it. You don't need it. I make a whole big wedge for myself, and it's pretty hard work. Okay, so I'm gonna just go into a bit of the DMXS program here. So let's see what we've got. Right, this is a blackout, and these are our channels. So how do I describe this? So like a light, any light. No, not any light. Let's start with the beginning. RGB LED tip. You've probably seen it. It's run of the mill. You get it anywhere, and you get ones that are just white, so they'd have a power on and off, basically. So you can dim them and you can flash them and you can do all that. But that's pretty much all they do. And then the RGB, which is red, green, and blue, the light strips, these LED strips. I'm sure I don't have any right on me right now. I don't have any I can show you right this second. But you know what they look like? You know what an LED strip looks like? We can control those channels. So basically, LED RGB strips are 4 channels. One is power, the R is 1, the G is 1, and the B is 1, and everything is just a mixture of that. So a flash is just the power on and off. The purple is just like blue and red. Most of you are artists, so you understand all this. Every color is just a mix of the other 3. So all we need to work out our lights is the channels. So my mic stand, which is a neon, is 2 neon strips, which are RGB, run on these 3 channels. So if I was to put that one up, my light stand, which I don't have plugged in right now, would be red. It's that simple. And if I turn this one up, we would start getting into orange and yellows, because that is a green. And with this system, I could label them, but for some reason, when you label them, they lose their numbers, and it gets really confusing at that point. So I just know where my numbers are. So every lighting fixture, so like one light and like an LED strip or a smoke machine or anything that takes DMX, will have a specific number of channels that it will take up. So the LED strips take 3. Because the power doesn't count as DMX signal. Does it? No, it doesn't. So you didn't get 3. And then some of my round stage lights, the one that's making the blue behind me now, that takes 9 channels and does an awful lot of things. And the bars, these bars themselves, they are also they're just LED strips, so you can do with them whatever you want. So when somebody first told me about DMX, they said to me, you have a universe of 512 channels. Why it's 512, I don't know. It just is. And they were like, you have a universe of 512 channels, and each of your lights takes up a certain number of channels. Say it's like 3 or it's 9 or whatever it is. Maybe you have a really fancy one and it takes up 8 or 20, I don't know. And what you should do is put in the 3, and then at channel number 4 your next light starts. So then you have to always multiply by the... Sorry, let me start that again. So when they were explaining it to me, they had lights that were 7 channels each. So they were like, you have to multiply by 7 every time you go to put a light in. So it's like, if you want to know where the 3rd light gets plugged in, you need to multiply by 7. All this here stuff. And I'm like, that's just bullshit. Why am I doing complicated math when I'm trying to do an awful lot of complicated thinking, trying to get the lights and the sound and all of that? Fuck all that. So all of my lights start on the 0 number. So they'll start on 1, they start on 10 or 12, 20, 30, 40, 50. All of these things. And it makes it so much easier because I just know where they are in the sequence, and then I know exactly what channel they've started on. I don't have to work it out. I don't have to get a calculator. I don't have to do anything. It's real easy. 0, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40. That's because all of my lights take a maximum of 9 channels each, so I don't really need that last channel. And also, like, all my lights will fit in that 520 easily. I mean, I don't have enough lights to take up an entire universe. And I got hold of this mixing desk, right, which was like basically the size of what was like twice the size of my desk. That was how big this mixing desk was, and it was one of the original stage like theater mixing desks, and it only had one universe. And I have a shit laptop that has four universes on it. Right, so they've obviously expanded stuff a lot, and you can get a lot of stuff on a universe, and there are many things that do more than four universes as well. Anyway, there's a lot of things you can do with lights. You just have to get into that DMX idea. So we have all these channels here. What was I going to show you? Oh, I know which one's best to show you. If you go back to the start of this one. Let's put a pause on that. So the only lights that I have on at the beginning of the set is these blue ones that are there. And these lights start on 97. I know I just said that all of my lights start on 80, whatever, like 10s. The reason these don't is because if I keep it on 97, then I can do all of the strips on these two lines. If I was to start at like 100 or at 90, they would be over the pages, and that would be hard. That would be, where's the page? Here. And that would be a pain in the butt. And who wants that? Nobody wants that. Oh, there we go. Look at them automating away. The little buggers. So there you go. That is pretty much all I can talk about DMX lighting while still holding my sanity together, I think. Woo-wee. Look at them go. Oh, all the flames. All the flame lights. Oh, yeah. So there you go. I can already feel the tumbleweeds of me trying to explain how DMX lighting works. The fucking tumbleweeds. Who cares, love? Who cares? Just play their songs. Isn't that right? Alright. Yeah. So I actually in rehearsals now I am rehearsing without the vocals and like just playing the guitar only. I'll do a run through of just guitar, and then I'll do a run through of just vocals, and I think it just nails you in a wee bit better. It's kind of nice like that. It is nice like that. Do you know what? I feel like I've maybe bored myself talking about this. Wowee. I feel like I would have went down a wee rabbit hole there, and it's unpleasant. So anyway, if people have questions or they want help building a rig or lighting or whatever, then I'm happy to do it. I actually really enjoy building lights. I like it better when I don't know what I'm doing. I'm one of those people that loves to develop new things. I love like, what do you call it? Like thinking about, like brainstorming, and then I love like just like tinkering with stuff. I'm like, well, let's go in here. Will this do this? Will this do this? And I wish somebody would just pay me to do that. I mean, that'd be fine. I could build little rigs for people. I probably wouldn't do it though, because once I'd done one, I wouldn't want to do any more. I mean, I don't think I've done the same thing twice with anything Death and Gloria based, really. I just move from the next one to the next bit. And actually, there's a band called Fleisch, who are friends of mine, and they have lighting tubes because their singer is a theater production lighting technician, lighting designer, and he was working on that musical Six, and he's a touring lighting designer, LD. And I saw him with a couple of light tubes that he had made, and his cabling was way better than mine. Mine's real electric tape job. So I've had like a couple of thoughts about how the wiring needs to be. Basically, I just threw my connectors together to see if this was going to work, and then at some point in the future I'll formalize it. And I need to build a box for the lighting connectors and all of that, because it's all a bit bare cable at the moment. So I had a couple of ideas. You know, I could shrink. What do you call it? You shrink form the cable covers and stuff on top of it. And I could do all that, but if it breaks, then I have a big job to get in there and fix it. Whereas this way, you know, if it fucking breaks, I just open it and I just like electrical tape the thing back together again. But it looks like a spaghetti mess. It's actually quite embarrassing, so I'm not going to show you the spaghetti mess of my cabling. But I do need to tidy. I need a cable tidy, because like these cable for each one of these lights, there's like 3 meters of like white cable involved. It's pretty mad. And then if it got moved mid-set, you're not going to put it back together again in a decent time. Yeah. So, there we go. I hope you enjoyed my little run through of crap. Oh, these are all about to go off. Are you ready for this? Oh, away we go. So, for the next lot of shows, I just need to get in and do all the videos. The videos are all wrong. So I need to get in and work on those. But that's alright. That's just what happens, you know. That's just what happens. That's just the way of it. I guess that's going to be all I'm going to say today. All I'm going to say. Oh, I am going to point out that my new jumpers are in, though. I am going to show you them. Frame rates. Oh, yeah. Woo-wee. Look at my nice embroidery. Oh, yeah. New embroidered jumpers are in. I love it. I love it. I love it. I know, Rick, you don't believe me about this frame rate thing, but it's. I swear to God, right? So, and I put it into iMovie. It plays fine in the, you know, the file thing. You know, you import it into iMovie and it sits in like the top media bucket, right? And it plays fine there. And then I pull it down onto the I don't know what you call it, the session or the timeline, and it slows down. So I don't know what I've done. It's definitely only those two it happens to. All the rest worked fine. I've just set it up with a different frame rate or something. I don't know what I've done. I don't know how to fix it. So I needed to get back into the Adobe Cloud and then just download it again in a separate way, I reckon. This hurricane coming down on me again. We're watching lights. I mean, you know, if you're into it, it's good. I don't know. Maybe I can, but then surely everything else would just mess up. Maybe I can. You know, on iMovie, what you can do is you can just... Oh, look at them dance. I don't think you can do that, but you have to do it by like getting rid of everything off the timeline and then pull the timeline and then put the video you... Right, so if I wanted to be in 4K, but it wasn't originally in 4K, you do your edit, you copy your edit, you cut it off there, you put a 4K video on the start, you paste your edit back on behind the 4K video and delete the 4K video, and it will do it in 4K. Does that make sense? So you could just do that. Oh God, which show was that, Pete? Yeah, so as long as if you put at the front of iMovie the thing you want it, the format you want it to be, it'll do it. So maybe I'll try that. I'll maybe try it and just see if it fixes the problem, because I honestly don't know how to fix this. And without Adobe Cloud and Premiere, I'm pretty much fucked. I'm not. No, that's not true. I could use it, After Effects, but that's overkill. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was just gonna go back into the original. Well, it's in Adobe After Effects, so I'm currently paying for After Effects. It's just that I don't have Premiere Pro, and I don't have Animate, which I'll need at some point in the future. So I tried DaVinci before, you know what, and I just can't deal with it. You know, it's a different format, and I'm just too old now for a new format. It was hard enough to learn Premiere. Wow, that was a mission for me. I mean, After Effects, I kind of know what I'm doing with After Effects, and I know what I don't know. Does that make sense? See all my wee lights dancing. And that's like very. Was it like everybody's boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever? Everyone's partner who'd been dragged to a show decided they had to go to the toilet at the same time for the show. It's a bit like Premiere, or maybe I'll give it another go. I did try it, and then I was just annoyed. I think Riamu, because Riamu likes to do camera work, but he doesn't like to do any editing, and I'm trying to get him to do some editing, but he's not really down for sitting down, because you can't just sit down and do it. It's not like none of these, apart from iMovie. I mean, I use iMovie for when I'm just when I'm just doing videos that are finished. I want them together. I want to stick them with some logo or whatever, and it's going to take me all of 30 seconds to do it. And I use iMovie at that point, because there's zero point me trying to get in and do it on anything else if iMovie will literally just do the job. But, I don't create the videos in iMovie, because that would be crackers. And there's also and actually Canva has now become a better version of iMovie. Canva has all the features of iMovie, essentially, pretty much. It doesn't have green screen yet, but it does have all the editing stuff. And you can also add a lot of text and animations and stuff that are already built into Canva, which is amazing. Canva is the dog's bollocks. And I've been paying them £10 a month for, God, a long time. Long time. People had been wandering all through the show, so he asked them to stop for a song. Oh, yeah. Was that his dad? There was a mass loo break. That's crazy. Why can't people just be chill? Canva is taking over. Yeah, so it does a lot of background removal on video now, and it does it really fast. So there's really no point in trying to fucking dick around with After Effects to do that. But it doesn't have the plugins, which is its real killer. If you've just joined us, we're talking about Canva and people being rude at gigs. They are the two conversations that are happening right now. Please come and join. You can join us, just to let us know your thoughts. Maybe I should be a radio DJ. I've definitely got the face for it. We're listening to songs, and we're also just playing with lights, because why not? Why not? It's been a very, very cool and chilled event tonight. I like it. So we're gonna go back to doing Thursday nights every Thursday night at 8:00, probably between 8 and 10. I think it's fine. My whole problem really is that I feel like I don't have enough songs to keep it real. to keep people interested in wanting to like see this every week, because maybe I just don't understand why people would want to watch someone talk crap on the internet. Maybe because I don't really enjoy watching live streamers. There's a couple of Twitchers I follow. Maybe I just don't enjoy them. It's weird. Why do I want to live stream is really the question I should be asking myself at this point. What is the point of me live streaming on a Thursday night? And I think I know the answers to this. First of all, is if I do a regular live stream, the social machine will like me better, and it also gives me some content, to share out if I wanted to or whatever. And if I'm playing music and working on my own music, then I'm making myself accountable to myself. So even if no one watches, I can come on here and just play a gig. And it doesn't matter if anyone watches, because I'd be here playing a rehearsal anyway. And it just dials up my rehearsal like one little bit, I guess. But I do want to build community, and I'm not, for someone who has no friends. That seems weird, doesn't it? I used to have loads of friends. And that's not true. Abby, you guys are actually people that I've met and are friends with, so that's not true. I know that. But it's like my parents are like lone wolf intellectuals. They do their thing, but they have friends, but they're not like just like, they don't have like a big party every week, or they don't have a lot of people that come to stuff. Their parties are small, their gatherings are small, their friends are few, that kind of thing. And me and Riamu are exactly the same way, and I feel like a lot of you guys are the same as well. Like, we have friends, but we're not surrounding ourselves with these friends all the time. I think Rick is probably the person who's got more friends. I don't know, I'm making an assumption, but I feel out of everyone I know, Rick is probably the most social with the most friends out of the people that I can put in this barrel of lonership. And obviously, Pete, I have no idea about yourself. And Becca. Introvert. Yeah, there we go. But I would see Rick as a kind of introvert, but I still think that he has a lot of friends. Well, he's got the football team, alright? So he's already up there. What are you? If you are out there in the chat where you're talking about being introverted, not such lone wolfers. We are lone wolfers. I'm like desperately trying to build a community around this project, I guess, so I can fake my having friends myself, I guess. Yeah, I would be, if I wasn't here, I'd be in pajamas at home by now. I would be in a have you seen those Audis? What do you call them? Audis, yeah. Big jumpers, big massive hoodies. I think they're Oodies. Oodies! But you can get cheap ones at the pound shop. We would be in Oodies if I was at home. Have I got one? I've actually got one right there. But it's attached to something, I'm not going to get it out. Okay. Yeah, he's good at being a more extra in, yeah. I know lots of people, but okay. Yeah, that's what I said. I said that, Rick. I said that. I did say that. I thought you were a bit of an introvert, but you know a lot of people. We are all have oh yeah, we could overcome it. Why? But this is my point. Like, really, do we need to overcome our introvertedness? Really? Because actually, the people that are like you guys, the family Rock, are among the most creative people I know. You guys are super creative over there. Your little household. The family Rock. I'm like, I don't want to go out. I did say earlier that I wanted to go out to nightclubs and go dancing. I do want to go dancing, but I don't really want to instigate conversations with other humans. That's it. And Riamu has like trained me because I used to like just always talk about myself, as one does, And then he basically trained me out of like talking about myself because he's like people like are so boring when they just like talk about themselves all the time. And it's like they're a less of a person or whatever, or they're not a good person. So now I've got it conditioned into me not to talk about myself, which is a terrible thing to do when we're trying to publicize yourself as band, or you're a freelancer and you have a company and you want to tell everybody how good you are. And I hate talking about myself in that regard and bigging myself up like that. Yeah. Yeah, but you don't sit in the pub on your own, do you? Like Riamu would sit all day in a pub on his own. He'd be happy with that. I wouldn't sit in a pub on my own. That's true. That's not true. I would sit in a pub on my own, but at some point I would start talking to other people just so I wasn't alone. If I was in there drinking all day, that's definitely what would happen, I think. It's pretty much what's happening right now. Anyway, so we're trying to build community. We're like sitting in a pub on my own. Oh yeah. I like going to a cafe on my own. No, do you know what? I'm with you on that. I love going to a cafe with my laptop and sorting out my filing. Because I won't do it in the studio because there's too much other stuff to do here. I'll do something. But when I go to a cafe, I'm going to eat food slowly. I want a coffee after I've eaten. I want to eat food slowly, and I want to go in and start doing file management. Because that's the only time I'm going to do it. You're normally in the pub with friends, yeah. So Riamu has some friends at the moment, and he's out with them all the time because he works with them. And I don't really have anyone I hang out with, Like, we hang out during band things, but that's band, it's basically work. So I don't do anything that isn't work related now. And even if I'm going to go out dancing at a nightclub, I'm not going to hang out with friends. I'm going because it's like a better version of the gym. I would rather lose that weight dancing to metal and like seeing the trends that are happening and like new songs that are going on and having a bit of dance. But I don't want to go with friends because I want to go and dance. So I don't mind going with Riamu, but I really dislike going with anyone else who isn't a big dancer, because like I'm not saying like my friends can dance. A lot of them can't dance, but I know them from dance, like taking over like a little corner of a metal club, and you always meet the same people in that corner of the metal club, and it's just like a social dance gym. it's a Zumba class essentially for metalheads. Just do that. So say that. But yeah, I'm not there to socialize. I'm not there to have a conversation with anybody. We're there to dance together. That's it. Oh, I don't know. So that's... You need to do that. Okay. Well, as I say, we're going out to a nightclub on the 4th of February. You're welcome to come, and we're going to go watch a band, and then I'm going to dance around like a dickhead on the dance floor. When me and Riamu do that, we never. We don't even talk to each other the whole night. We're just like dancing badly to whatever's going on. That's what we're doing. It's kind of fun. You're welcome to come. Club Antichrist is also this Friday, and if you're a metaler, it's always a good one to go to. They do play a lot of metal at Club Antichrist. It is. I really enjoy that place. I would go there if I didn't work there. Torture Garden, I wouldn't do that, but Antichrist I would. Yeah, I have. Do you know what? If I go to a gig on my own, it's because I really love the person, and I am crying the whole way through it. I would have happily gone to Alanis Morissette alone, but my friend got me tickets. I bought them, but she got them. Claire. And I just cried the whole way through it. I didn't speak to her the whole time. She was freaking stoned anyway. We were in very, very different places. For sure. Isn't it more of a place where people are dressed up and showing off to each other? Torture Garden is, for sure. For sure. Would have been in London on the 4th of February, but can't make it anymore. Oh no! We could have all gone out dancing together! Separately, but together. That'd have been fun. Oh no. Oh no. Isn't it more a place of people dressing up? Right, so Torture Garden is very much a place where people dress up and dance to like dance music. I mean, people do dance. There's a lot of dancing happens. But it's more about dressing up fancy. And then Club Antichrist is very much like the fetish goth version of a Comic-Con. Everyone is a massive geek. You have the good looking geeks and you have the geeks that just don't care. You know, they wear skimpy clothes and, you know, they're not traditionally good looking. But they probably pull more than the good looking ones. Oh, they love it. It's all good fun. And it's just everyone's really accepting at Antichrist. It really is an amazing club. And I'm not just saying that because I've been working for them for so long and I'm actually the event manager, but I honestly would go to it if I didn't work at it. Because it's just fun. And the fact they've got a metal room really helps, you know. And they play like some classic rock sometimes. And, you know, I understand like Nirvana is now classic rock. But, you know, anything that's classic rock to me is like Iron Maiden and like anything glam I would put into classic rock. So they also play that as well as all the metal stuff. And then they have like a PFI, which is pure fucking industrial room that plays industrial goth all night. And then they have another room that plays kind of like they play Placebo and other such things of that nature. It's kind of weird. It's kind of poppy, but it's alternative pop, I guess. You know, a lot of Nine Inch Nails. It used to be that the promoters wouldn't let anyone play Tool because they didn't like Tool, but thankfully they're over that now and we get Tool quite a lot. PFI is awful. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say that. I mean, we provide space for all people. I don't ever go in there because it is noise to me. Sorry, Steve Nines, if you're listening, I'm so sorry, sir. So sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. You do a great job. It's just not for me. It's just a really accepting club. And if you don't want to dance, you don't have to. If you, you can just go to the dungeons. You can go to the playroom if that's your thing, or you can just hang out in the courtyard and do none of that. And they have tarot readers, and all that kind of nonsense. So it is a nice night out. There's food as well, so if you get hungry halfway through the night, there is somewhere to eat inside the club, which is golden for totes. To hell. Exactly. You can have a dance if you want to and leave all your friends behind. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Your friends are going to do what they do. Everybody turns up together, separates out, go for a dance, whatever. You know, if you guys want to come to the Antichrist, you're quite welcome as well. I don't really finish work until the door closes at like 3 o'clock. Well, I'm not finished. I have to, you know, I'm the responsible adult the whole way through the night. But most of the time, there's not a lot for me to do after 3. So then I just go and dance for 3 hours. Which is exactly what's going to happen tomorrow night. I can tell you that. I'm not going to go to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to do that. I have managed to go to the gym twice this year. And 12 times in my entire life. No, 12 times since I got the... I think this time last year I signed up to the gym, and I've been 12 times this year in the space of a year, which is ridiculous for paying all that money. Yeah, I guess that goes into like New Year's resolutions and whatnots, right? Anybody make a dumb resolution? I've never gone to a gym. You're not missing anything. I'll be honest. You wouldn't like it. I hate it. I really, really dislike it. And I've just had to suck it up. When I used to go, the first gym I ever signed up to was in Wembley. And I was working at Wembley Arena as the facilities manager there. And I was like 24 or 25. It was ridiculous. And had loads of money. And I used to get my nails done. Oh, I wasn't really playing guitar at the time because I was working so much. So I would go to the nail salon because I thought I'll just try it out and see what happens. And then I started going to the gym. And in Wembley, there's a big Muslim community, so they have a woman's only gym, which is like a little room with like one piece of gear of each thing. It's really kind of small, and it would have the radio on or whatever. And so women could come and take their headdresses off, and you know and it was fine. And I was with a boyfriend at the time, and he was like, well, I'm not comfortable in the gym with all the gym guys. Like, where's the starter guys room? Why can't I would feel more comfortable in the woman's only gym? So why don't we get that? Because he was a dread-headed geek, basically. So he didn't feel very comfortable either. But the gym I go to doesn't have that. And really, it was a nice space. But it wasn't a good space because all the good machines were in the other space. And there's a gym beside, close to in here where I am now. And it's a women's only lifting space. So it's women only free weight room. It's really small, but it's just a free weights room for women only. And I thought this was maybe so that women could take their headdresses off and be comfortable, but it's right on the street, so anyone can look in at them. Seems weird. You have a women's only gym, but you don't cover the window. It's like a little shop front. It was a shop before. I can't remember what sort of shop it was, but it's kind of weird. It's weird. Like, you can see the entire gym just by standing on the street. And it's all women lifting weights. And I feel like that's weird. I think that's weird. Any gym that you can peer in everyone doing the thing is weird. There's a number of those like Fitness First or I don't know what they are, but like the whole gym has a glass wall. It's like, that's weird. You just you've put this in, I guess, so people can run on a treadmill while looking at the outside. That's weird. Yeah, it's not pleasant. And I thought, I'll go. I've got this day job. I have to kind of be there in the morning. So what I'm trying to do is I've got this ridiculous middle-aged woman thing going on where I have hot sweats at night, and I'm awake every hour, pretty much. So I set my alarm for 6 o'clock because that's the time I actually want to be out of bed. And then I'll wake up every 45 minutes to an hour throughout the night. And then when I wake up as close to 6 o'clock as I think I'm going to, which is generally like 5:15, 5:30, I'll scroll on Discord and start getting the Mid-Journey ideas together. And I make a lot of Mid-Journey pictures at that time in the morning. Because it's fun and it's stimulating and it's not social media. Because if I go on social media, I'll be angry and sad in about 30 seconds. I'll see Ward 16 hit 11,000 followers. 11,000 followers on Facebook, and I'll be like, well, what's the point in trying to compete to that? So if I do that morning scroll time on Discord, I'm creating something that's artistic and I feel good about myself, and I'm like, okay, I'll get up. And then when my alarm goes at 6 o'clock, I'm like, okay, let's go to the gym. Let's go to the gym before we go to work. So I've done it twice. That's not a lot. Have you gone for the drug? It's pretty good and helps with flushes. No. But then I don't think I'm not at a point. I say that I'm not at a point where I need that. But actually this week, the paranoia I think that's where all my mental health problems have come from, is my paranoia about what Riamu's up to or doing or whatever when I'm not around. And it's been bad. But, we sat down and had a nice big conversation about it yesterday. And we're back on track. And it was just my paranoia was just like eating me up. And I don't think I've been that. I have not been that sad or paranoid, since we first started dating. And it's mad. I've been on a real even keel for a number of years, and that just away you go, love. So as long as I can kind of just like hold on to the fact that I may not, things aren't bad, it might just be, the menopause, and then I'm all right, and I don't really mind the night stuff. I don't feel like I'm not getting sleep. My feet hurt a lot at night, randomly. So if I feel like I'm getting too hot at night, I just put my feet out of the duvet, and it's like I push all the heat out my feet. It sounds so dumb, but that's what happens. I push all my heat out my feet, and then my feet hurt for a bit, and then I just go back to sleep again. And then if I can do that as close to 6 o'clock as possible, I'm always awake before my alarm goes off. And if I'm doing Discord, then I'm being creatively productive in a happy way while also kind of doom scrolling at the same time. And it solves all the problems. It solves every problem, I think. Yeah. Hot feet. Hot feet. It's the biggest problem is when you have a hot flash or flush. I don't know. What are they called? Flash or flush? I don't know. When you have one, and when you're talking to someone and you literally cannot remember one fucking thing. I have major issues. I manage a warehouse. I have to deal with people professionally all day long, right? And I'm talking to someone, and I'm guiding them through like looking at a property or whatever, and I just have to go, do you know what? I'm sorry, I've got menopause. I can't fucking remember anything. So I'm gonna have to email you after this because I do not remember one thing that I'm supposed to tell you. There's loads of information I'm supposed to tell you, and I don't remember any of it. So I need to be away and write it down and send it to you. And I don't think I've ever, in my experience, had a woman of my age when I was younger. If I was dealing with older women, like teachers or, people in the civil service or whatever, I don't think anyone ever said to me, I'm really sorry, I've got menopause, I'm going through menopause, this is happening to me right now, can you just give me a second? And I think that we've like, in society, we've obviously hit an actually nice time for everyone where it's perfectly acceptable to go, I am not doing this correctly, I am not, like, if I don't know how to explain it, can't even, the more I think about it, the more it goes away. It's okay to say you're not okay, is basically what I'm saying. It's fine to tell people that you're having problems and mental issues, or you're having a hard time of it, which has made it fine for an older generation to go, do you know what? I'm menopause, bruv, and I'm having a fucker of a time. You're just gonna have to bear with me. I cannot fucking function. I can't imagine. I mean, I had never, ever, ever even heard anyone on TV ever mention it. Like, it's mad. It is mad. I think the only thing I can remember about anyone on TV having menopause is in game House of Cards and the American version. And Robin Wright, her character, like putting her butt into her fridge. And I was like, what the fuck's she doing then? And now I know. I don't have a fridge big enough for my butt, though. That's my problem. But that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so there we go. Woo-wee. Ooh, lordy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything I've been thinking about for the last number of weeks. I think I've just downloaded it all onto yous. Like some kind of mad, crazy nonsense. That's just how I feel. Oh, have you seen Gotham, the TV show? Have you seen this thing? I'm sure you have. You're all a bunch of geeks. I'm sure you've watched it. So, I know. It's all sorted. Ticked. It's all off my chest now, bitches. Hold on, Brian. Hold on. Down with your patriarchy, love. What are you saying? No, I'm joking. What are these streams for if not for mad crazy nonsense? I don't think Abby and I would consider what has just been discussed as mad crazy nonsense. Check yourself before you wreck it. No, that's fine. Okay, maybe like it was off topic for the boys in the room. I get that. But at least we weren't fucking talking about our periods, right? Of which I don't have anymore, so suck a dick, dumb shit. Oh, was it? I don't even remember. Mad crazy nonsense. So I asked. Oh, sorry, Brian. I'm so sorry. I'm getting carried away. I'm actually having so much fun. It's being really, what do you call it, cathartic? Yeah, it is. So I asked you if you'd seen something. Oh, Gotham, right? Gotham, right. So I can't show you it. I can't show you the video that he sent, right? But basically, Imran, my session bass player, is really mental. He's in, like Brian, you'll know him from Press X. He's really crazy, and he comes up with these, like, you'll be sitting in the car, driving along, and he'll suddenly just left turn onto some kind of, not in the car, but like in some kind of thought pattern, some thought that'll go off, right? And he was watching Gotham, and he thought the Riddler looked really, really reminded him of someone. He couldn't work out who it was. So he sent me this video basically going on about how he couldn't recognize, he didn't know why he recognized the Riddler, or because it was obviously he just started watching it or something. And then he was like, oh, I know what it is. It's basically Riamu with hair. And I was like, well, I think character-wise, they're probably quite similar. That's my husband and the Riddler character, Ed Nigma. I actually think Ed Nigma is the sexiest character I have ever seen in a thing. And then that probably explains an awful lot. Because maybe he does look a wee bit like him. I don't know. Maybe just a smidge. I am squashing your face, brushing your head. Anywho, I've probably come to the end of everything I was wanting to talk about today. I thought I was going to make notes. I might make notes. I might actually do some research and actually, find topics to talk about on a night rather than just sit here with my scribbles. Do a bit of singing and chatting. He does, doesn't he? Kids in the Hall is the greatest, and but Riamu is 10 years younger than me, right? And he knows a different one. They're not called Kids in the Hall. There was another Canadian show. It was basically exactly the same thing, but it was a later one, and I can't remember what they were called. But Kids in the Hall was great. I do enjoy that. Anywho, if you guys want any specific topics, then you can put it in the Discord. You know how to, it doesn't matter where you put it. To be fair, the whitest kids you know, that's it. That's exactly it. Well done, sir. How do you know that? How do you know both of those? How is that possible? Because I didn't know of the whitest kids you know because I knew of Kids in the Hall. It's weird. So if you want me to talk about any subjects, just let me know on any platform. Any platform. It's literally just me. That's not true. I've got a marketing manager now. His name's Alex, and he was at the gig on Saturday, right? I will tell you this actually. It's just a little ending thing. So he came to the show and he took a load of photos, right? And I'm like, oh, thank you so much for coming. That's so nice. And you took all these photos. That's fantastic. And he was like, yeah, you're a client. It's my job. And I'm like, really? So I get one fan who comes to take photos at all my shows now. Amazing. My next show's in Bristol, and he was like, I'm going to try and come to Bristol. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? I mean, Bristol's far away. I mean, I don't expect you to come to all of them. Come on, it's fine. Where did we get to? Whitest kids you know, yep. Fairly recently learned them. Oh, through, maybe that's where Riamu knows them from, because they're definitely, the videos look as if they're the same era as Kids in the Hall, but only because, you know, they reformat it for YouTube, so it was a square at one point, and then they make it into 1080 or whatever. So yeah. Whitest Kids You Know. I mean, it's basically the same thing. Like, he watches Whitest Kids You Know. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go. 'Cause I have to walk home. I have to walk home. And I have to go and set up one of the rooms upstairs before I can leave. I can't leave. Anyway, I think it's been a really nice hangout for a Thursday night. So thank you guys for joining me. And it's been lovely having yous. I'm gonna start advertising the streams a bit more because I didn't advertise them all last year, mostly because I just want to get an idea of what I wanted to do, and really I want to talk more. You know, I like, this is a good time to get a personality out, because when I'm at a show, I don't talk to. First of all, I don't fucking hang out with anybody anyway, and when I'm at a show, I'm always way too busy to talk to anybody. So this is like the only time people will see my fucking brimming personality and my razor sharp wit. That's not even fucking true. Don't even have those things. I don't even have them. But yeah. And yeah. So y'all have it. Yeah, if you guys want to come to Antichrist, hit me up. I'll get you on the guest list. We'll just have, well, you can just come and hang out, come and have a look. You don't even need to dress up that much. Just wear black. It's all good. So have a nice time, everybody. And we'll see you on the flippity flop. Flippity flip. What's he say? Bye, everybody. See you on the flippity flip.